Hey everyone. Yesterday I went out and watched Equalizer 3. It was next to the mall, and we were gonna go around shopping, but we ended up watching this and getting some errands done and all that. So yeah, Equalizer 3. It's a action movie. Takes place in Italy. Um, I forget the name of the city, but I think it's on the island of Italy, not the actual, like, anyways, Sicily. There we go. I think the movie takes place in Sicily. I think it takes place on the island. But anyways, um, so I did watch it yesterday, pretty fresh in my mind, and I went to go find a picture for this video, the picture you're looking at, and this was the only picture I could find that actually matched the movie. The other pictures with Equalizer 3 on it was actually the first one. It was the first movie, but they put the 3 on there. Anyways, so yeah, this movie's pretty new. I think it just came out. I don't know when the release date was, but I did watch it. And this was the only picture I could find of it. So I'm not sure if anyone else is talking about this movie. I am a big fan of Denzel Washington. I did watch majority of his stuff. He's really good. So I'll go ahead and review this movie for you, if you plan on watching it. So I would say I recommend it. I wasn't planning on watching it, but we ended up watching it anyways, and it was good. Well, that's being nice. I would say it's decent. I really should have wrote a script for this. But anyways, Equalizer 3, I thought it was good. It's an action movie. So it takes place in Italy. The main bad guy of the movie is the mafia, the Italian mafia, and they're working together with the Syria terrorists. So it's kind of a terrorist Italian mob kind of movie. I think there's about 4 or 5 fight scenes in the movie. All of them are about, I don't know, 3 minutes or so. So yeah, so I would say it's an action movie. It's got about 4 or 5 fights in it. So I'll go ahead and tell you the story of the movie in case you're interested. I do think it's pretty good and decent. I would tell you his name, but I don't remember. And in the movie, he gives out fake names, like Italian names. So I'll go ahead and call him Roberta, because that's what he said in the movie. Or maybe it was Roberto. But that's what he's going by in the movie. Anyways, so the movie starts out with him taking out one of the FBI's most wanted, which is an Italian crime lord. That's how the movie starts out. And he was hiding on this farm, which ended up being some sort of criminal operation. So that's the first thing he does. Then he gets shot. He gets hurt. He wasn't wearing any armor. And me and Dad were talking about this, and I guess he doesn't wear armor for any of the movies. But anyways, he uses his tactics. He doesn't have a lot of weapons. He just uses his tactics to win a lot of his fights. And if you want to see a smart movie with like smart action, I think this is a good choice. But anyways, so that chair you see him sitting on, That's the first time he shows up in the movie. That's his first appearance, I believe. So that's the first time you'll see him in that chair. That's where he takes out the Italian most wanted. And I haven't watched the trailer, so I'm not sure which is spoiler and which is not. I actually haven't seen any. I haven't seen any trailers for this movie, but I haven't seen them when I was like watching TV or anything. So I'm not sure how many people know this movie's out. I'm not sure how many people watched it. When we watched it at, I think it was like 1:30. Yeah, I think we ended up watching it at like 1:30. My closest theater is miles away, so we ended up going at 1:30, and I think we watched it with about 20 people or so, which it's not bad. Anyways, so he gets hurt, he gets shot, and then he goes to this. He runs away from the farm, and then he wakes up in Sicily's hospital. And it was the kind of hospital that doesn't ask questions. It wasn't really a hospital. It's more like a bed and breakfast. But it was a bed and breakfast that also offered medical service. So he went to this like bed and breakfast, got patched up, and then he spends about half the movie scouting the town, looking for crime, and trying to recover from his injuries. He got shot in the back. So he's got this back injury, and he's still very confident. He's very charismatic, and he's very confident in everything he does. And so he looks for crime. He sees the cameras. He talks to the police, tries to figure out what's going on. And he seems like the kind of guy who, if it's any crime, regardless of how bad it is, he'll try to help out people. So he's the kind of guy, if he sees any crime at all, he will try to go out and help people out. I will say this is a pretty smart movie. He does try he does try very hard to stay undercover and stay low. Try to avoid the heat. He did just take out one of the most wanted guys out there. And eventually he does heal. I don't think he's fully recovered, but he heals enough for the next fight scene, which is the Italian mafia, who has that Syria operation going, and they have the police chief under their control. So, and the FBI does show up in this. So the next fight scene is after he recovers. He fights the mafia barehanded, and then he takes one of their guns, uses it, and then he uses the gun for the next fight scene. And then there's like 2 more fight scenes after that, and then the city celebrates. They're like, people get arrested. Everyone celebrates. The mafia's gone. Everyone's happy. And instead of going home to America, I believe he decides to move in with the Italians and hangs out with them now. And yeah, the Italians are, they're very hospitable. They take care of them. They offer them clothes. I'm pretty sure they knew about the most wanted guy, the Italian mobster. So they take care of him. They show him around. They show him the culture. They teach him words. And the FBI talks to him a couple times. And the FBI gets these like terrorist attacks. So they're busy. And yeah, I would say it's an alright movie. I would say the characters aren't very interesting. They're just kind of there for the plot. They don't really hold any weight, I think. I don't remember a lot. I don't remember the characters too well. They're kind of forgettable. And I did watch it yesterday, so it is fresh in my mind. But I would say it's not a very memorable movie. You will forget it in an hour or so. So yeah, he fights the guy in the beginning, the opening minutes. He fights the guy about halfway through the movie, give or take. And then you got the big finale. And that's pretty much it. The fight scenes are pretty good. They're kind of silly, in my opinion. But I think action movies can get away with being silly. So it's fine. I've seen a lot of silly action movies and still enjoyed them. So I think it's alright. And yeah. I think my biggest problem with the movie is probably how the mafia is represented. I do believe there are some mafia members still out there, and I think they can comment on that. I did see one mafia guy watch movies and review them, so I think he could comment on this movie and tell you if it's realistic or not. They do use state-of-the-art technology, which is kind of weird because I feel like that'd be an easy thing for the FBI to trace, but whatever. So yeah, I think my biggest problem with the movie is how the Italians are represented. And I think my other biggest problem with this movie is he does everything perfectly. He does get shot once, but other than that, he does everything perfectly. Which, I don't know. If someone does something perfectly, that's kind of a Mary Sue, in my 2 cents. I kind of think the Equalizer is a bit of a Mary Sue, Crime Stopper guy. The Batman, in the first Batman movie, he went up against like 3 guys and lost. So that's more realistic, I think. The guy was wearing like body armor and still lost to like 3 guys. And that's with all the training and all that. So I think that's a bit more realistic. But yeah. So another issue I had this movie is the bodyguards. The Italian bodyguards just did nothing. There were no threat at all. So yeah. And the cops were even more useless than the bodyguards. So I think that's my biggest issues in the movie. Those were a bit spoiler, I think. I think if you watch one Italian action movie, you probably already seen this. You know what's going to happen. And yeah, I think that's going to do it for the review. If you want a normal action movie with some undercover tactics and all that, I think this is good. There's a lot of blood. They don't hold back on the violence. They go all out on the violence. So you do get to see some nasty stuff. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it. If any of that interested in you, you can watch it. And yeah, I would say that's my 2 cents. I don't think this is a movie where you'd watch it and then you'd. In my opinion, I don't think this is a movie where you'd watch it and then get the DVD of it, and watch it again. But who knows? Some people are into that. Anyways, I'm starting to lose my train of thought. I really should have wrote a script before I started this. But anyways, the movie was fresh in my mind, so I wanted to get that out there. And yeah, hopefully you have a good time. Honestly, I enjoyed the food I ate more than the movie. But that's me. But anyways, yeah. Oh, I guess another problem with the movie is it was kind of anticlimactic. So that's kind of a spoiler. The ending is pretty anticlimactic, if you ask me. And yeah, that's my thoughts. I'm starting to ramble. There we go. I'm starting to ramble and drift up, drift away. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video there. Equalizer 3. I do think you should check it out. So, or maybe check it out when it's on sale or something. So yeah, maybe like like if it ever shows up in like a hand-me-down store like on sale. But yeah, I do think you should check it out once. It's not bad. And yeah, I'm gonna end the video there. Bye.